Hello, John Carroll. I'm Luis Jimenez.
And I'm Chris Burrow.
And this is JCTV News Beyond the Headlines. And up first, we have a pretty interesting story on budgeting conducted by Maya with the help of Smane.
Thanks, Luis and Chris. What is up, guys? It's me, Maya, and I'm with Samani today, and we are interviewing Miss Fuller on how to budget. So, enjoy! I want to talk to you today about how to budget. So, for starters, what is budgeting?
Budgeting is planning out how much you're going to spend, knowing how much income you have coming in, and comparing what income's coming in to how much you want going out.
So how do you start budgeting?
A lot of times, people start budgeting after they have spent a month watching what they spend. I would suggest taking 1 month and keeping track of every receipt and every purchase, writing it down, keeping an itemized list. Then at the end of that month, look to the next month and approximate how much you want to spend in each category. And then, of course, adjust for a couple months till you figure out what you really are capable of spending.
So how do you stick to a budget? Because I know that's really hard.
That's really hard. I stick to a budget by paying attention every couple of days to how much I've spent. If you wait till the end of the month to compare what you spent to what you suggested you should spend, you're never going to keep on a budget. But if you regularly, weekly compare what you've been spending to how that matches the budget for the month, it's much easier to keep on the budget.
So as a high schooler going out into the world, what do you recommend, like starting off with like college loans and scholarships? Like what kind of budgeting do you recommend for them?
Well, obviously you have to have a source of income. But you're not going to be hit with the college loan expenditure till after you get out of college. So knowing as you're going through your 4 or 5 years of college what that's going to look like and when it's going to start. A lot of times those kind of things are deferred for 6 months, for a year after you graduate. So if it's deferred, start out day one pretending to pay it. Put it into whatever you're going to spend. Expect that couple $100, and then you can save it each month so that if you ever hit a hard time, you've already got a little cushion there to be able to cover those kind of things.
Again, with spending money in college, either you have a job or your parents send you some money every month. How do you budget that?
What I tell my own children who are younger, obviously, when you get an allocation of money, save half of it and plan to spend half of it if you can. So if you're given $200 for the week for spending, then try your best to only spend $100. If that happens, you have a cushion, again, of an extra $100. If something comes up that you didn't expect, you have somewhere to pull it from. If you're not planning on putting something aside every time you get money, you're never going to end up having a backup fund, whether it's weekly in college or in life or as a 5th grader.
I had one more question.
Mm-hmm.
How can you justify spending money on something that you really want, even if it's not in your budget?
Well, I feel like I justify myself if I know I have money, if I'm also saving money. That's the whole, I've taught my children, if you get $20, save 10, spend 10. If you can't spend it right away, make a pile until you're ready to spend it. But as long as you are saving all along, it's when you spend for the sake of spending, that's when you can't justify it. But if you're spending because it's something you've waited for, you've thought through, and you also have money saved, I think you're safe.
Okay, I think that's all. Thank you, Ms.
You're welcome.
Fuller. You're welcome. That was the interview. Hope you find this helpful. Back to you, Luis and Chris.
Thanks, Maya.
Bro, I think we need to leave for Kairos.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Before we leave, we have Yorgo with the weather.
Hello, John Carroll. I'm Yorgo Steros, and I'm here with this week's weather. So let's start on today, Wednesday. We've got a high of 54 and a low of 32 with a pretty good chance of rain. Thursday, you got a high of 59 and a low of 37, pretty clear. Friday as well, it might just be a little bit warmer, but also clear with a high of 66 and a low of 47. Now Saturday and Sunday in your weekend, you might actually see some clouds, but also there's a good chance of rain at a high of 67 and a low of 49. Sunday will be a little bit warmer with a high of 73 and a low of 56. Now Monday we do not have school, and there will be a pretty good chance of rain as well, with a high of 74 and a low of 49. And then Tuesday, coming back to school, we got a high of 75 and a low of 56. Now let's look at the actual forecast, and as you can see, the rain will come in on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday will be clear. Saturday and Sunday you'll see some rain and possibly some clouds, obviously. And then Monday and Tuesday, as you can see, there will be rain. And now to sports with Joe King.
Thanks, Yogo. This week in sports, I would like to congratulate our girls varsity basketball team for winning the area championship this past Friday against Freshman City. Good job. Soccer season is underway, and good job to our boys lacrosse team on that tournament this past weekend in Mississippi. Now, after our commercial break, we will have our verse of the week.
Oh, hey. Steroids affect thousands of students across the country every day. And as you can see, that's not the best thing possible. So it's time that we take a stand against the use of anabolic steroids.
When I die and the limit to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the still sky.
Hey Will, what do you think about steroids, man?
Avoid the roids.
Needs to avoid the roids. He definitely needs to avoid the roids. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Avoid the roids.
Avoid the roids.
Avoid the roids.
Avoid the roids.
Avoid the roids!
Avoid the roids.
He does, doesn't he?
He does.
Please, avoid the roids.
Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. Gonna have a friend in Jesus. So you know that when you die, He's gonna recommend you to the Spirit in the sky.
Welcome back. And now we're going to go to the Holy Bible for the verse of the week. And this week is going to come to us from Psalms 18, verse 21 and 22. And it reads, "The Lord acknowledged my righteousness, rewarded my clean hands, for I kept the ways of the Lord. I was not disloyal to my God." And that's a really nice quote. It shows that as long as you do what's right and stay loyal to God, you will indeed be rewarded for your good deeds. And it inspires a lot to do the right thing. And now I'll be reviewing La La Land, which is, I think, about life in Los Angeles. That's what I got from it. It stars Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, and you might have heard about it as it has been nominated for Best Picture in the Academy Awards, and let me tell you, after my viewing of the movie, it absolutely does not deserve it. This movie was an absolute mess. One thing that this movie gets wrong is that it tries too much to be a movie with a continuous shot like Birdman, but it doesn't use the continuous shots that much, and when it does, you can definitely tell when it's being used, which really takes away from the point of using a continuous shot. And also, the movie itself is not that continuous, as it jumps from season to season and a lot of the time, and then there's also a jump to 5 years later at one point. One of the reasons people say that this movie is so great is that it has great songs in it too, as this movie is a musical. I don't remember a single song. I saw it a few days ago. I couldn't hum a single tune if you asked me to. I saw Moana a couple of months ago. You want me to sing a song from that? I could do it. This movie does have some pros to it though, as visually it is amazing to look at, with the design of the sets, the lighting, and the cinematography as a whole is gorgeous. And the acting is very well done as well, as the performances by Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are very genuine and impactful to a degree. But this movie does have bad writing, in my opinion, and that brings a movie down no matter how good everything else is, and no exception here. I give La La Land a 6.2 out of 10. And now, let's go to Morgan with What's Trending.
Hey everyone, it's Morgan. Welcome back to What's Trending. What's Trending today is a story of a 42-year-old woman from India who had a crawling sensation in her head, only to find out it was a live cockroach in her brain. She visited the doctor and he saw that she had a roach crawling her nasal cavity and behind her eyes. The roach crawled through her nose while she was asleep. They removed the roach through suction while it was still alive.
That's nasty. Back to you, Will and Joseph.
Thanks, Morgan. That bug thing was really crazy, Will. I see how that happened.
If I had a cockroach in my head, I know it'd be bugging me. But yeah, so we're filling in for Luis and Chris right now since they had to go off to Kairos, so we could close out. But with that being said, this has been JCTV News Beyond the Headlines.
Signing out.